Nebraska, Nebraska. Oh yeah, they growing way more than corn. The women making West thinking about my girl in Lincoln, chronic smoking, liquor drinking. Oh my God, Omaha, on her jaw, on her bra. It's called Plastic. I thought it was Plasmouth, the place where I put my dick in cat's mouth. Cute thing in Waverly, slavery. David City, Nebraska, show me them foreign Nebraska titties.
It's incredibly windy in Nebraska. Oh my gosh. Oh, where's the
with all the pretty women in gray. Nebraska, Nebraska, Nebraska. Oh yeah. Thank you.
Hi everyone.
Music, brand new mixtapes, always Nebraska,
How long is this?
Nebraska. Oh yeah. They go way more than corn. The women making West.
Oh my God, it's not even halfway done. Can we cut the music? We can't cut the music. The music goes forever, apparently. We're good. Hi guys! It's Stephy in Nebraska. And it's windy as all hell. Yeah, so if you can't tell, sandhills behind me. As far as the eye can see, sandhills. Forever. So, you'll have to tell me how this looks from, like, another view, because I can't see myself. Okay. Anyways, I am gonna do what everybody's been asking me to do, but I didn't have access to because I didn't have it in Arizona, where the wild things are. So we're going to do a few interesting books on animals. We got the skulls behind me. I got my Civic Cattle Company wine glass with the emblem on it there. It's backwards for everybody back home, but you get the idea. I just recently found out, because I have no idea about ranching, that you don't have to have a brand that has your initials. It just has to be a brand that you like. So, I didn't know that. That's a little fun fact for all. Okay, here we go. Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. And I don't know if anybody else saw the live action when it came out. I think it was like 2009, because I was in Portland, Oregon at the time. Is there the kitties back there? Oh, the kitty's back there. Where's the kitty? The kitty's back there. Look at the kitty. I love that kitty. Where the wild things are. And I have to be really careful with this. Like, really careful. It has obviously been dropped in a tub or in a flood or something. Speaking of floods, it looks like rain. And it's cold. It was not this cold like half an hour ago. The night Max wore his wolf suit made mischief of one kind. And another. I told you guys it's super windy. Actually, it's like blowing my camera around. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Looking very rough. Can anybody actually hear the wind on the camera? I feel like it's howling enough. That night, very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. Kitty, come here, baby. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed through the night and day. If it starts raining, guys, I'm literally just going to pack up all this in like one giant and just like jump. So if it starts raining, everything just kind of stops and it's just jumbled and it looks like I'm running through God knows what. I probably am. And in and out of the weeks and almost over a year, there were the wild things. To where the wild things are. And where he came to a place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Kitty! Here's just some pictures. If you can all hear the wind, it's pretty impressive. And some more pictures. Forgot how many pictures there are. Kitty, oh, here you are. Hi, baby. It's just pictures of the wildlings going wild. If you saw the reenactment that was going on behind this camera, you'd be entertained. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wildlings off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far across the world he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king where the wild things are. Kitty! Come here. Come here, baby. Ooh, do you hear the horse back there? But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. So if you're just tuning in, I just concluded Where the Wild Things Are, which is a book that I did not have in Arizona, but is here in Nebraska. I got my Cornhusker sweater on. I'm told, go Big Red. And I'm going to be reading some animal books for you and drinking out of my Civic Cattle Company wine glass. Which again, if you can see it, that's background. That's backwards because you guys are backwards. But yeah, so shout out to Clay and Alice Sibbett for hosting me here for a foreseeable time. Really don't have a timeline. I could be here forever. I could be here for like another day. So I really, I love being here though. And if you can see behind me, if you're just coming in, nothing but the sandhills and a lot of water that should not be there right now. It looks like a lake. It's not supposed to, I'm told. So that's a big problem. But yeah, so here I am in the sandhills. I made it all the way to Nebraska. I don't know if anybody knows this. I've never driven like anywhere past like Flagstaff by myself. And I made it all the way to Nebraska. So I am impressed with myself. Yeah. So it's fun. I like it here. I think the towns are incredibly cute. 1010 would recommend coming to Nebraska to see this and the cute little Americana towns with their little Americana houses, and some of them have these little themes and they're freaking adorable. And I want to live in all of them. So we're going to do When Dinosaurs Go Visiting from here in Nebraska. I haven't mentioned that at all. Yeah. So we got some fun pictures, some Polaroids, dinosaurs visiting. When Dinosaurs Go Visiting by Linda Martin. When dinosaurs go visiting, they wear their nicest clothes, their nicest shoes, their nicest shirts, their nicest pair of hose. Their teeth are brushed, their nails are trimmed, their skins are shiny green. They check each other closely to make sure that they are clean. And I happen to like a whole lot of nothing. It is refreshing. They love to bring a little gift and pretty bright bouquet. They always bring their favorite dish of omnivore souffle. This wind wants me to jump ahead. Like I'm not ready to jump ahead. They load their goodies in the car. There's lots of room in the back. They bring a picnic lunch along so they can stop and snack. Then merrily they're on their way. How fresh the morning air. They travel many miles until they're finally there. Now, I don't know if anybody can hear it over the wind because the wind is really picking up, and I don't know, maybe it'll rain. I mean, it's really dark over there, so it's probably going to rain because it's been raining, which is why we have all this water. But it is, if you can hear them in the background, there's like a bazillion frogs, and they're all just like making all the noise with like all the bugs, and it's probably a feeding frenzy down there. It is very loud. And then last night there was an owl that just kept hooting. And then every morning you wake up to like a ton of birds, and it's bright as hell at like 4 a.m. or something. It's crazy here. But yeah, Nebraska, it's fun. Oh, and trains all the time. There's a lot of trains in the background. Their friends are glad to see them. It's a very happy scene. The house that's full of dinosaurs, so bright and shiny green. They look at picture albums and they sit around and chat. They talk about who's getting thin and who is growing fat. Thanks, John. It's not my hat. I think it was actually another man named John's hat. Pretty sure. And when they all sit down to eat, they're never ever rude. They always use their napkins and say, "Please pass the food." What's fun is I do have my disco light out here on a lamp on a table, but it's not dark enough for it. And I think if it was dark enough for it, you probably wouldn't see me or the book. So it's like a, who's to say, you know, here nor there. After eating ice cream and delicious apple pie, they help with the dishes till the last one is clean and dry. Also, recently I discovered vanilla ice cream with olive oil and pink sea salt on it, and I don't think I can go back to normal ice cream ever again. It is delectable. If you think it looks weird or it sounds really crazy, or you're like, what the hell, olive oil on vanilla ice cream, do it. Just do it. It's so good. You don't need a lot. You drizzle it on just like you would, like, you know, a syrup of some kind, but it's so good. I'm not going back. I can't go back to normal ice cream. And everybody has vanilla ice cream and olive oil. Later, they pop popcorn and they guzzle soda pop. And they play their favorite records and they do the dino hop. Dancing, eating, having fun. The time just seems to fly. They wish they could stay longer, but it's time to say goodbye. There's a hug and a kiss for everyone. We've had a ball, they said, but it's going to be a long drive back. We must be on our way. There's also geese in the background. I don't know if you can hear all this. It's amazing. It's like a symphony of the nature, you know. The nature. It's a symphony of the nature. Oh, Lord. And when their visit's over, they'll leave by the light of the moon. What a day, they say as they drive away. Hope you'll visit again real soon. And there's all their Polaroids again. So that concludes when dinosaurs go visiting. Much like I am visiting, and birds are the leftovers of dinosaurs, and they're honking behind me. So, like, dinosaurs are honking, I guess. So we're reading a dino book. I don't know, guys. I don't know what was here when I showed up. I bought 2 books just in case for the next reading, which will be coming to you live from a bathtub. I will be in costume. It will be fun. I hope you tune in. And so that's Sunday, as promised, as usual. It's a very fancy tub. I'm very excited. And yes, to my cousin Kay, I am in Nebraska. I know even my family members are like, where the hell are you? I'm like, I left. I went. Let's do... There was a ton of pig books for some reason, but I picked out one. And maybe I'll do some other pig books eventually. But this one is called Piggy Pie. Oh, also, to my cousin, if she's still here, I blew up our Aunt Judy's urn earlier, and videos of that are posted on Facebook like a couple hours ago. So if you look through my feed, you'll find my 2 videos from blowing up my aunt's urn. She's been dead like 30 years. Her ashes were spread like a bazillion years ago. So it was just the urn. We filled it up with a bunch of flower seed. We put a bunch of tannerite underneath it. I used a big freaking gun, and then we blew it up. So there's video of that. I don't remember the type of gun that was used. Maybe if Clay is watching, he can chime in and say what we used to blow up my aunt's urn. But that video is on my Facebook as well. So, piggy pie. And thanks, Katie. So this book is like kind of falling apart too, so I have to be really, really, really careful because the wind blew it earlier and like pages flew out. Piggy pie. Yes, yes, piggy pie. I can taste those plump, juicy, pink piggies right now, Gritch said, smacking her lips. She hurried to the pantry and pulled down her old hag cookbook from the top shelf. She picked off a spider, blew off the dust, and turned to a secret recipe on page 342. Gritch ran to her bony finger with a long green nail down the list of ingredients. I'm making my famous lemon olive chicken tonight, which is not pie or pigs, but it's still good. 1 eye of fly. She checked the pantry shelves. No problem, said Gritch. 2 shakes of a rattlesnake's rattle. No problem, said Gritch. 3 belly hairs of a possum. No problem, said Gritch. 8 plump piggies. See, this book is falling apart. Super careful with the book. Super careful with the book. Oh, here's the rest of that pic. I get it. Here's the rest of that picture. Okay, here you go. Problem! Screeched Grinch. I don't have any piggies. How can I make piggy pie without even one puny pink pig? Grinch pulled her hair and stomped her feet. She paced the floor. She wanted piggy pie. She wanted piggy pie very much. She said, tapping her lucky wart on her chin. Now where would I find 8 plump piggies? Gritch thought and thought and thought. Aha! She shouted with a jump. The circus! Yes, yes, the circus! The circus? No, no, not the circus. You don't find pigs at the circus. She thought harder. Aha! She shouted. With a jump, the zoo! Yes, yes, the zoo! The zoo? No, no, not the zoo. You don't find pigs at the zoo. She thought much harder. The farm! Yes, yes, the farm! There was still just one teeny tiny little problem. Where to find a farm? Where else? Gritch let her bony fingers do the walking and open the yellow pages to find F, where she found a very large ad. That was it! Gritch put her broomstick in gear and headed over the river and through the wood to old MacDonald's farm. "I've got you in my sights now, you little porkers," she cried as she circled overhead. Does anybody else hear the train? You're an ass. I think Clay should make a guest appearance over here because he insists on distracting me behind the camera. Oh, come on, come give the people what they want. Go pick up the kitty. Gritch zoomed in for a thump, thump, thump landing and spit straw, fanned her still smoking tootsies, and lifted her goggles. There was a pig in sight. "Where did they all go?" Gritch shouted to a duck. "Hey, duck," I said, "where are all the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie." The duck quacked here, and quacked there, and quacked there, it quacked. Everywhere it quacked, but no piggies. You're on camera. Oh, that was fun. Oh, my mom finally joined. Hey, my mom joined.
Oh, good.
Come say hi to my mom.
Well, she just saw me dance.
She did not just see you dance. She just joined like right now. Come over here. See, my mom just joined. Here's Mom. If you didn't notice, all the pigs are dressed up like ducks. "What do you mean, no piggies, you drizzy duck?" Gritch screeched into his bill. "I just saw a parcel of pigs down by here not a minute ago. Hand over those hogs, you little quacker." "No piggies," quacked the duck. Gritch pulled her hair and stumped her teeth. She even threatened the duck with one of her most evil spells. The duck was not impressed. It wasn't even scared. It gave Gritch another quack and waddled away. "So who needs a dumb duck?" Gritch muddled. Being careful when she stepped, Gritch wandered across the meadow. "Yoo-hoo!" she shouted. "Moo!" "You," Gritch said to the cow, "where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for a piggy pie." The cow moo-mooed here and moo-mooed there, and there it mooed, everywhere it mooed, but no piggies. "What do you mean, no piggies, you lumpy-looking cow?" screeched Gritch. "I need 8 plump piggies for a piggy pie. Fork over the pork, you walking milk machine, or I'll curdle your cream. No piggies, mooed the cow. Gritch pulled her hair and stamped her feet. She even threatened the cow with one of her most evil spells. The cow stared at Gritch, swatted a fly with its tail, and lumbered away. Cows, who needs 'em? Gritch muttered. Kitty, get over here and help me read. Stop trying to get in the window. Kitty! So she tried the barnyard, where she stopped a chicken in its tracks. Okay, bird brain, where's the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie. The chicken clucked here, and it clucked there, and here it clucked, there it clucked, everywhere it clucked. No piggies. Can you hear the horses back there? There's a couple of them, like right, if you're on camera, like right over here. If you can see them, they're like back here somewhere, they're grazing. I don't know why I'm being quiet, like they can freaking hear me. Like, oh, be careful, the horses might hear me. What do you mean, no piggies, you feathered drumstick? Gritch screeched. What's going on here? Where's the boss of the heap of hay? The chicken flapped its wings towards old MacDonald. Gritch looked him over once or twice. You're old MacDonald, she said. Oh my gosh, this wind. Don't look much like your picture, do you? The farmer thumbed his suspenders and shrugged. Look, Shorty, I've been quacked here and mooed there and clucked here everywhere all over this farm. I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie. Where are the piggies? The farmer looked here, he looked there, he looked everywhere. No piggies. What do you mean, no piggies, you flea-bitten seed spreader? You must have piggies. Gritch pulled her hair and she stomped her feet. She even threatened him with one of her most evil spells. No piggies. Her stomach growled and grumbled, but there were no piggies. There were no piggy pie. What was she going to eat? Excuse me, little lady. Wolf's the name. Let me give you some advice. Forget about the pigs. Forget about the pigs, Gritch said, eyeing the wolf. He nodded. They're too tricky. Trust me, I've been chasing 3 little pigs for days. He huffed and he puffed. I'm starving. Look at me, I'm nothing but skin and bone. Gritch pulled his arm. Well, not quite, she grinned. Mr. Wolf, I have the most wonderful idea. I was thinking, since you haven't eaten and I haven't eaten, why don't you come home with me for some lunch? I'm a very good cook. Why, that does sound tempting, the wolf said as he looked at Grinch and smacked his lips. Are you sure it wouldn't be a problem? Problem? Grinch grinned. No problem at all, she said as she walked off arm in arm. I always enjoy having a wolf for lunch. And that concludes Piggy Pie. Oh my gosh, it is actually getting really chilly out here. My fingers are a little frozen. I better drink more wine. That's my problem. I haven't drank enough wine. Anyways, here I am in Nebraska. I don't know why my glasses are still so dark. They're the ones that change, and they're supposed to change with the sunlight, but there's like no sunlight really. Okay. What's the last book I can do? We'll do one more book for now. I think later on I might do one more book, one more special reading. So actually, maybe I won't do that book. Maybe I'll do I got it. Let's do a Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Everybody seems to love Dr. Seuss books. So we're going to do Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Things You Can Think. You can think up some birds. That's what you can do. You can think about yellow or think about blue. You can think about red, you can think about pink, you can think up a horse. Oh, the things you can think. Oh, the things you can think up if only you try. If you try, you can think of a guff going by. And you don't have to stop. You can think about a schlop. Schlop, schlop, beautiful schlop with a cherry on top. I'm getting better at these, guys. It used to be a nightmare trying to read all these. I need more wine. You can think about gloves, you can think about snubs, you can think a long time about snubs and their gloves. You can think about Kitty O'Sullivan Krause and her big balloon swimming pool over her house. Think of black water. Think up a white sky. Think up a boat. Think of blogs blowing by. You can think about night, a night and none up. The birds are asleep and the 3 moons are up. You can think about day, a day and a dake, where the water is blue and the birds are awake. Think and wonder, wonder and think, how much water can 55 elephants drink? You can wonder, how long is the tail of a zong? There are so many thinks that a thinker can think. Would you dare yank a tooth of a riggering think? And what would you do if you met a Jimaboo? Oh, the things you can think! Think of Peter the Possum, who crosses the ice once every day, on Saturdays twice. Think you can think anything that you wish. Think a race on a horse, on a ball, with a fish. Ooh, it's getting chilly, guys. I know back home in Arizona it was like 100 bazillion today, but my hands are a little cold. Think of light, think of bright, think of stairs. Stairs in the night. I thought it was stars. I was like, I'm losing it. No, it's stairs. It's stairs. It's stairs in the night. It's like MC Escher, Dr. Seuss style. And left, think of left. And then about beft. What about is beft? Always go to the left. And why is that? So many things go to the right. You can't think about that until Saturday night. Think left and think right, and think low and think high. Oh, the things you can think up if only you try. And that is the end of Oh, the Things You Can Think by Dr. Seuss. So like I said, I think there will be another special book reading later tonight inside because I'm so cold. It's not necessarily the temperature, but the wind is like making my hands like icicles. So I think I'll probably do one more book later on tonight, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can get Alice and Clay to come hang out with me for that book. That would be nice. Clay's inside. I don't know why he won't just come out here and hang out. And also, I will be here again on Sunday as promised, in another costume, reading more books, probably from a tub, because I have a special tub book about taking a bath. Yeah, so if anybody has seen the background here, it is Nebraska. This is Nebraska. There was a wonderful song by Afro Man about Nebraska. It basically just lists the towns and the women he's seen in those towns. So I don't know if that's very exciting or not. But here, I'll show you the I'll switch this camera around so you can see real quick where I am. Just for those of you who haven't seen nothing upon a nothing, this is a whole lot of nothing. Look at that. As far as you can see. And a lot of water that shouldn't be there. That should not be there. That's all just like rain. That's just tons of water. Oh, and a skull. Shout out. And some horses. There they are. I'm not going to name them for you because I haven't quite figured out how to do that from this far away. They all kind of look the same to me. But yeah, that's a whole lot of Nebraska, guys, if nobody's ever seen it. And I think it's going to rain because it's getting quite dark. Very dark up there. Anyways, shout out to the Sibbets who have been gracious enough to let me stay here for their however long I'm here. And yeah, I will be coming back to you later. Also, check out my other videos from this afternoon where I blew up my aunt's urn full of flower seed because why not? Just to get some flowers out there. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I love you guys and I'll see you all later. Bye. Oh yeah, go Big Red, I think. Nebraska, Cornhuskers.